Hey guys, it's Coach Wills here. I haven't done a recording in a long time. I haven't done a course on Coach Tube in a while for various reasons. This is probably one of the most hotly debated topics in high school sports right now. Uh, the high school NIL situation is going to do some things that I thought probably a decade ago that was going to happen, but with coaches, but with the NIL situation, it's going to create a whole nother set of issues. Um, the four main groups of people it's going to affect are players, coaches, schools, and communities. And so what's going to happen is, and of course I can't name any names. I'm not going to name names or schools or anything like that. But if you've been coaching high school football, and I can only speak about Georgia high school football. I did coach a little bit in Florida, but for 4 years, but I'm not going to talk about Florida. So all I can talk about is Georgia. Um, the NIL, NIL is going to totally change the economics of high school football and economics of high school athletics. Um, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on this today, but I am going to come back around and do several. I want to get some coaches on and talk about what their thoughts are about how this is going to change the playing field, if you will, with some guys that are, you know, in my stage of the game and guys that are younger than I am, and see what their thoughts are. I think that one of the reasons why, when things change is good. And also one of the reasons why people tend to leave a profession is because, uh, things get outside their control. And of course, the NIL is really going to become outside of a coach's control or a school's control. And no matter how hard those who can try to control it, it's really already happening. So it really kind of already happened to a certain extent when you talk about, I'm going to say uh, the economics of football. I'm going to say it like that. So players, so if you see my bullet points here, I'm going to touch on these. And with the football season just starting, I think this is a great time to talk about it because it'll give us something to decompress. Uh, after games on Friday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So players are not employees. I think this is one of the things the NCAA ran into. So are they employees or not? They're still in school, so are they part-time employees, full-time employees? So now we get down. So that's the NCAA. In high school, will players be employees? And we start talking about money, taxes, and those types of things. Will players be educated on how to deal with the taxes? You have student athletes already making millions of dollars in high school. When you think about that and you think about what a high school coach makes, if you're looking at it from the correct perspective, then that in and of itself is a problem. But let me get back to players. And then last but not least, when you talk about players, how is this going to affect the non-bankable or non-marketable players. When you have kids on the team that are not marketable, let's say you have a team of 65, 70, 80, 90, 100 players, right? How is this gonna affect them? Because there are already been instances of players telling telling coaches, players' parents also asking coaches about their NIL. So if you have a player or players, everybody's not 5-star, everybody not 4-star, everybody don't have any stars. So if you have a player with no stars, this is gonna be very interesting. State of Georgia just passed the, this law about NIL collectives. So you can't get together and create a collective to make money, basically, with an NIL. I think I'm reading that right. If I'm saying something wrong, please somebody tell me. So if you're not a 5-star, 4-star player and major brands, major food, clothes, soft drink, whatever brands don't see you as a viable marketing uh, player, marketable player, a viable marketable player, you're not gonna get an NIL. Coaches. Now here's where things become a little bit more interesting. So you're gonna have, and you already do have players making 3, 4, 5 times what a high school coach makes. So let's say, for example, and you can look, anybody can look up anything about salaries when you're a public employee. So I'm not going to use myself. I'm going to use somebody. I'm going to use just, you know, you have a high school coach who's been coaching 10 years. I've been coaching longer than that, of course. You can look at my beard. They're making $70,000. They got a master's degree. The quarterback, a DB, a running back, line, you got 4 or 5 kids on the team making $1 million a piece. How is a coach going to be able to justify coaching coaching kids who make millions of dollars in high school? How's it justifiable that that coach is making a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,000, $10,000 supplement? Because it's going to become more prevalent. What's going to happen in the future is that student athletes who are not 5, 4, 5 star that may be good, they may find a way to do a NIL. So now you may have multiple kids on one team making 2, 3, 4, 5 times the coaches. Now we're not talking about the NFL, right? NFL coaches make millions of dollars, and the players on the team, most of them make millions of dollars. So you can see how that's viable, but you can't see how a, a person teaching class and then going to coach making $5,000 supplement or $6,000 supplement tell a quarterback in high school and a defensive back in high school and a defensive end in high school that's making $1 million and they have a shoe contract and a candy contract deal. How's the coach going to tell? Why would they listen to that person? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. And then last but not least, schools and communities. So it's already happened. Schools. This is not new. This is the NIL just kind of like opened the door to some things So you're going to have a disparity, but you already do have a disparity. And I'm not going to go into it because I'm from Georgia and I've seen, I've coached a long time. I've seen the disparity in certain places. So trying to say this without saying it. Schools in certain places won't be able to, and I understand why some rules are put in place, and that's great. Uh, well, anyway, schools and communities will be affected. I'm just going to say it like that. But anyway, if you're watching this, and, you know, for however the few people or however many people watch it, please feel free to reach out just for some dialogue. I'm not saying who's right, who's wrong, but I do understand economics and what's about to happen. So I hope everybody has a great football season. Hope everybody has a great season. And until next time.